Hi everyone, my name's Antony Cummins and welcome to this video. How far is too far? Now when I say this I mean in context to historical research and people's love of history. Now I deal with samurai history and ninja history, and what I did a while ago is I put some videos up. I put one video up about decapitated heads where I actually shown decapitated heads, real ones I've got from the internet. You know, I've just pictures of people have posted on these grim websites. And the second one was a self-immolation one where people were burning themselves alive, monks and things like that. Now, not only did I annoy the people who dislike me, I also annoyed my own people. When I say my own people, I mean that in inverted commas. So I got, my own people, my crew, actually a few of them, bar one pretty much, no, sorry, when I say that I mean most of them were not happy with it, bar one. One was thought it was a very good move. But a few of them actually emailed me, and one of them offered to pay me to take it down. They were so offended. Now, not only were my, you know, inverted commas, enemies offended, my own guys were offended, and they said, it's too far, it's too far. Now, so this raises a question, and I don't have an answer for the question. I want to ask this. We are studying historical warfare, the war methods of samurai and ninja. This is not nice stuff. This is about peeling the faces off people, decapitation, pillage, rape, burning, arson, torture. It is horrific. The only difference is we have the romance of history to back it up. So if we talk about a samurai coming through the dawn mist, and you know the bamboo thickets there, they're coming on a shinobi mission, they've got baiboku in their mouths, their armor's been tied down, every bit that jangles has been tied down, and they're using the saw and the toad oil to get through the doorway, and then they go in and they assassinate their target. How romantic is this notion? Except for they then rape the wives, murder the children, throw them in wells, burn the place down, strip everything and probably take it all home and enjoy a day at the pub afterwards. It's not nice. And if we put it in context, let's say we're going to Africa, or we're going to Afghanistan, or we're going to any of these places, and or South America, that's a dangerous place. And like I did on the video, I showed you decapitated heads of like criminal activity, because you can't get samurai decapitated heads anymore. And I showed a video of a monk setting himself on fire, not because I want to be horrible to the monk, but it's the only place you can find you know, a video of someone setting themselves on fire. So I did that, not because, you know, I want to promote criminal. In fact, I hate that sort of stuff, and I don't think monks are correct in burning themselves. What a stupid idea. I understand the statement, I understand it, and I get it, and it's you know, an amazing sort of feat they can do, but no, I would not agree with it. But my point being is they are the only examples I had of it, but it annoyed everyone, and I would not take it down. However, YouTube took it down because so many complaints were against it. Let me check my time, because I'm only on 15 minutes now because of these types of things. So, my question to you is, how far is too far? The next step I want to talk about is basically, it's not a profession. Everyone watching this video is not a samurai. Everyone watching this video is not a ninja. You do not do it professionally. Too many people are treating historical research as their, you know, their livelihood, and their, you know, that's what they do. And what I mean by that is the ninjutsu is what they do. Now, I know some people live off martial arts schools, but that's not ninjutsu. I know some people live off, again, martial arts schools, but that's not what we teach here. We don't teach sort of like, there's not much martial arts in Nato Ryu, and in the stuff I do, mainly it's tactical warfare. It's not how to chop it, literally how to, you know, run armies and blah, blah, blah. We all know this. So, my point being is that there are a lot of people now saying, I'm a ninja, or there are no ninjas left, guys, unless you were born in ancient Japan and you were hired in a military position. Now, I know some people, CIA, and there's mercenaries, and Dean was talking about this the other day, and loads of people come out of the woodwork on me, like, oh, I'm a mercenary, or I work for this agency, I work for that agency. One, what you're telling me for? Two, what you're telling Dean for? And he's going to tell people, and I'm not going to say, you know, but the point is these guys are not ninjas. They are not. So for example, let's make a fictional thing. Is a CIA agent says, Antony, you know, I'm a CIA agent. That's great. You're a CIA agent, not a ninja. And while you may use similar things in your job, you are not a ninja. So let's get this right. So the reason I'm going on to this simply, guys, is the fact that people are getting too wound up about this, and I want to know, where's the line? If I'm assuming that most 99.9% of people out there have not sawn the head off another human being. I know a few people, you know, have come and said they have and all this, and they've worked out in like third world countries and they've worked as mercenaries, blah, blah, blah. And that's great, but, you know, most people are not. So you can't be saying I'm a ninja. Ninja is a very specific military role. If you're a CIA agent, that's your role. You're a CIA agent, not a ninja. Why not use the English spy? You know, you are not from medieval Japan. It is, you know, anyway, I better stop rambling about that. It's just end of discussion. There are no ninjas left. So the question is, how far is too far? Because it's just a hobby for most people. Unless, if you are a CIA agent, you shouldn't be on YouTube writing to people. Get off it. If you are a mercenary, don't go telling people. Get off it and go do mercenary things and watch it or have a fake account. That's, you know, what mercenaries do. So that only leaves the rest of us, which we are not killers. We don't go around sawing people's heads off. So we are researching history. So where is the line where people say, yes, I will dress in armour and I'll do this chop and I'll do that chop and we'll spear people. And it's like, but where do you stop? Should we not look at spear wounds? Okay, let's have a look at spear wounds. Okay, let's look at dead bodies from who've been stabbed. Oh, we're looking at dead bodies now, that's too bit too far. Okay, let's look at decapitated bodies because this is a decapitation or this is a decapitation. And people are like, no, we can't look at where's the line? Where is the line? Because I seem to have very much crossed it. Now, I think we have nowhere near approached the line. I think the line is way down that way. I think we should observe these things. The problem is ethics. Another video maybe is the ethics of which ones you should observe. I will not observe criminal torture. I find it disgusting and it makes me want to throw up. I just don't agree with it. I don't agree with torture in general. I think it's a horrible human trait. But of course it's something we have to study, so I have to go into that realm. A realm I personally hate is torture. I despise torture. If you've got someone, shoot them. The end of story. You don't torture anyone. I think it is the worst things humans have ever done, is one man tied down and other men torturing them. So I am well against it, guys. But at the end of the day, I study ancient history and that torture was done, so I have to go into a place I don't like to go. But I don't think it's too far. You know what I mean? That's a place you should go because that's what happens. So, sorry guys, let's get back on track. So where is the cut-off line? People are like, that's too much. People are saying, oh, you know, and I think, other people are saying that's too much, and I think people are not going far enough. They treat it as more than a hobby, but yet they won't sort of look at anything horrific. So what should we do? You know, if it's okay to dress as samurai and or dress in black karate gis, if you will, with ninja on it or a patch, and then use samurai weapons and chains and talk about death, or some people dress in full samurai armour and they talk about ritual suicide and death, but nobody looks at death, aren't we just role-playing? Isn't that the point of role-playing? So that's role-play to me. But whereas if you move into the edge where you study actual death, now you may or may not know this, when I was 19 I became an undertaker for about 11 months, and I worked for a place called Carriage's Funeral Service in Manchester, well, Salford. And I attended hundreds of funerals and I saw hundreds of dead bodies, hundreds, possibly thousands of dead bodies. I've pulled people hanging from a rope, you know, on in their houses. I've suicides. I never did a murder, I'll be honest with you, but we did lots of gruesome deaths. We did lots of baby deaths. I've opened fridges with bucket full of babies. I'm not joking, buckets of babies, and on the fridge it had babies written and it's got a barcode which is, I don't know if you used to Zap, but I remember it had a barcode because we didn't deal with that. We just literally picked it up and took it away. And I've been seen in autopsies, so where I used to go to the coroner's office, for you Americans and all that, is we'd go in and the guys would be cutting open the body in the other room. They'd have the doors open to air it out, and we used to ship bodies in after they'd finished. So I've seen all that, and I don't think it's too far. I think you've got to be careful on this because you may push it too far, but I think simply dressing in black or simply dressing as a samurai, or even my Natori guys dressing in kimonos and then pretending to be samurai, but not taking that step into the world of death, you are not doing the correct research. Now, if people say, well, I don't want to do that, Anthony, I want to stay on the fantasy side, the historical sort of fulfillment. I work all week and I fill in forms and I hate my job or it's boring, so then I come home and I just want to fantasize. That is a perfectly acceptable thing, and I used to do that, in all honesty. I was a member of like the different clubs and used to come home from work, you'd be like, oh, ninja sound, just something, you know, to get you out of the thing, perfectly fine. But if for those people who are totally on the sort of like, we are gonna, you know, we are true, historical, we are down, where's the line? So that's my question. Right, I think I'm coming to the end of it, so I want all your... there is no answer for me, guys. My opinion is we don't go far enough, but there is a line we shouldn't cross, like I don't cross into torture. But so there is boundaries, but they're unclear boundaries. So where are the boundaries? This is not me versus someone else. I'm not doing that. I'm simply asking, come on, guys, I want you to make some videos. What are the boundaries? A little add-on to this video is I want to say, I was talking to Ben, it was me who talked to Ben about the claimant thing. People talk about Hatsumi, Krista, Ashida Kim, Dukes and all them, and they use the word frauds for these people, Tanamura, all that. And I think, like Bujinkan use fraud for Krista, other people use fraud for Bujinkan. I personally think the word fraud is totally unacceptable. I think we should use the word claimant, because claimant is more correct to what they actually are doing. So, and it just puts people on an even, polite, human keel. So if we're going to talk about people, please can we use the word claimant. For example, the claimant Krista, the claimant Hatsumi, the claimant Takamatsu, the claimant Seiko. Yeah, all these people. It's better than just saying the fraud, because automatically the people you're talking to are going to get their back up and get angry. So if people replace the word fraud with claimant, you'd find Krista would talk a lot more. You'd find probably the Bujinkan would talk a lot easier to people. So I'm not on anybody's side. I'm simply saying let's change the word fraud to claimant, unless you're basically a hate campaign person and you love hate on, you know, that type of thing. That's fine. But the rest of us normal humans, let's get back to using, you know, polite English, and that'll be the word claimant instead of fraud. So let's go forward with that.